Welcome to the Introduction to Cybersecurity Awareness Training. This abbreviated program is part of the process for 7 days to initial cybersecurity compliance for small organizations. The 7-day program uses the NIST tailoring process and the first 8 NIST safeguards to provide rapid initial compliance with the NIST cybersecurity framework. This program should be followed by the longer and more comprehensive annual cybersecurity awareness training, preferably within 90 days of initial cybersecurity compliance. There are 7 parts to this training session, beginning with an overview of cybersecurity. The Cybersecurity Initiative began with a presidential executive order calling for expanded security for all aspects of the critical infrastructure of the United States. This brings up the question, what is protected information? In general, data to be protected is anything that might be useful to a hacker or damaging to a client. This includes any personally identifiable individual, medical, or financial information. In general, protected individual information, or PII, is anything that can be used to identify an individual, from name to email address. The current list includes 18 items. As new forms of personally identifiable information evolve, it can be expected that this list of 18 items will expand accordingly. It is worth noting that both vehicle information and personal images are on the list of PII. The next consideration is what is included in security awareness training. Basic security awareness training is required of all individuals with access to protected information. Managers, technical staff, and advanced users may require additional training. This security awareness program is closely based on the recommendations and protocols of the National Institutes for Standards and Technology, or NIST. Since 1996, the NIST has been assigned to define information security for all sensitive but non-classified data in the federal system. Federal regulators call the NIST protocols the industry standard for protecting information. All associates handling sensitive information have a responsibility to protect that information. There are 8 initial cybersecurity safeguards that need to be followed by associates under the NIST Information Security Protocol. Initial security training for associates includes review of each of the 8 initial safeguards. 7 or 8 key safeguards are typically identified as needing immediate action. Some of these safeguards, notably SI3 antivirus and CP9 information system backup, are typically in place but not fully documented. Other policies such as IR4 incident response may need to be created using examples based on other small business experience. The 8 initial safeguards are divided by the NIST into 7 groups or families. Each group has a group definition, followed by a summary of the safeguard and recommendations on how to carry out the safeguard. Other safeguards in these groups will be included in the more comprehensive annual security awareness training. Certification is a group approval of a program. Organizations should control all connections to the networks handling protected information. Formal connection agreements should be reviewed annually. A configuration plan is a strategy document that details the intentions and strategy of an organization. Part of a configuration strategy is to design the network to provide only the essential capabilities needed for operations. Additional capability creates additional vulnerability. It is necessary to create a list of disabled or restricted ports and services. A contingency plan is a prearranged strategy and procedure for dealing with a physical disaster. A flood is no time to be looking for the electrical shutoff. Backups need to be done at both the user and system levels. Backups must be stored at a secure remote location. Do not store backups on top of the local server. Best practices involve securing backups off-site. One of the best and least expensive off-site backups is a safety deposit box. It is literally as safe as a bank. A good alternative is online backup, which allows incremental backups more than once per day. As with a disaster, a security incident is no time to figure out who to call and what their number is. All users need to know their task in a security event, even if it is only standing by. The incident handling plan needs to include preparation, containment, and recovery procedures. Incident handling procedures will typically include a short manual with incident reporting forms. The risk assessment program should have a clearly stated objective. Risk assessment should clearly define the consequences of unauthorized actions. Risk assessment needs to follow a recognized protocol like NIST 800-30 in order to ensure systematic review of system weaknesses and vulnerabilities to attack. The cybersecurity framework requires sensitive information to be protected from loss, theft, corruption, or destruction. Flaw remediation requires prompt correction of system flaws and vulnerabilities that are found during security assessments. Virus and malware protection is critical for operations handling sensitive information. All computer users need security awareness training before they receive access to protected information. Training must be updated at least annually and whenever changes are made to the information system. Different data systems are subject to different threats. The security awareness training materials should be based on threats to the specific system, rules of use, and group security policies. Testing is the last part of this security awareness training program. Credentials to access the test site will come from your designated testing manager. Go to the web page designated by your testing manager. Click on the line Exam Participants, click here. Enter the username and password you received from your testing manager. Use your mouse to select answers on the multiple choice test. After completing the exam, you will receive a certificate of completion showing that you have met the initial security awareness training requirement. For more information, contact your testing manager or one of the individuals shown on this slide. Thank you for taking our training.